Alright guys, Papa Pepper back once again at the Abundant Harvest Homestead. If you follow our channel, you know we like to provide for ourselves as much as possible. Utilize the resources in our area, whether they're plants, whether they're animals, whatever they may be. That includes fish. If you look at that, I don't care who catches that, that's a pretty nice set of fish. Some of these here are, you know, they're not too bad. They're a good size eating panfish, and I'm blessed to be able to get these on such a regular basis. The children do a lot of fishing, and they have been catching stuff like I've never seen before. It's certainly not the way that I've grown up. We definitely went fishing, definitely caught fish, definitely had a fun time, but the amount of fish and then also the size, and maybe some of that's just living farther south, you know, that's a good bluegill. And my children have caught ones even bigger than that. So when we go, a lot of times my children actually outfish me. And it's not just by number, because there's more of them than there is of me. But if you kind of went head to head, there's a lot of times where Pinky Pepper or Red Pepper or Monster Truck the Pepper would just be catching more fish than I was able to. But I found a way to outfish them, and that's what I'm going to show you in this video. First, I'll just kind of roll some of the footage of me actually catching these fish, and then I'll tell you what made the difference. So enjoy. So in that video, every fish you actually saw caught in that video is one that I caught. They're not all in this bucket because I did release some of them. I had a fun time out there, and actually my initial reason for going was bow fishing. I was gonna hopefully try to find some carp spawning and shoot some of those so we could do kind of a catch, clean, and can with the carp. I did get 2 last night when I went out, but to make it worthwhile canning, I wanted to try to get some more, and unfortunately, that didn't happen because I couldn't find carp anywhere. But one thing that I did do is I brought the fishing pole just in case. I didn't want to go empty-handed, so I wanted to make sure I was set up where if I wasn't able to bow fish successfully, I was still able to bring home some food for my family. We recently put up some that are in the freezer. These will be eaten tonight. Don't know if we'll be able to eat them all, but the leftovers we can have tomorrow. So the deal is, not a single fish in this bucket was caught by my children. The trick, the way that I finally outfished them, was actually that I left them home. Kind of simple as far as a way to make sure to outfish them, but it really does work for any parent, and I would take kids with me more often, and I like to. But the deal is, with everything going on these days, there is a number of places where fishing itself is illegal. There's a number of other places where if you're out in public with your children, people think you're posing some sort of threat to them or to others, and they actually call the cops on you right now. And there's a number of states that have kind of started like reward programs for people just turning in their neighbors, telling on their neighbors. Since we share so much of our life online, it's wise to be careful in a situation like that, what we share and what we show. We did go out the other day to a private lake. There was nobody, there was no public there. It was a remote private lake. And we did take the whole family, and they didn't, interact with anyone on the way or after, or, stuff like that. I drove over, I drove back, and we all stayed safe. But to head out to the local lake here on a Sunday, there was people around. I mean, nowhere near me, but you could see them. You could see their vehicles. There was people around when I got there. There was even more people by the time I left. If you got your kids out, both locals and then potentially people, online could find a problem with that. Even though, the closest I came to anyone was one couple who was maybe 15 feet away, and then I talked to one other guy from about 30 feet out. That was it. So I think no matter what, we would have been perfectly fine, perfectly safe, social distance, anything else, whatever it may be. But left the children here to work on some of their projects and do some other things. So I was just trying to shoot a couple carp quick. That didn't happen, so I may try again because I know some people definitely want to learn how to can fish and even just have questions and concerns about like eating something like carp. People are used to, bluegills and bass and crappies and, red snapper, other things depending on where they live and if they fish freshwater or saltwater. But carp is one of those that kind of has a stigma about it. A number of places, America, United States of America being one of them. So that was about it, guys. It was a solo trip for me. I only outfished them because they didn't come with. That was the big trip, but while we do get food, we want to keep them safe. And in the future, we've got some stuff going on too. I do want to do a survival challenge with the children to make sure they're up to par, where if you give them very little, they can actually head out into the wild themselves and catch their own fish, clean their own fish, cook their own fish, and then hopefully even find a wild edible to go with it. They can do it now. It's just kind of a fun, project, but those are real life survival skills where if they ever need them, they'll be able to have them. So I will let you guys go. Hopefully you enjoyed that footage. Some of these fish are very impressive. This is going to be a tasty meal. I'm looking very forward to it. And we will see you next time. What do we say, Bugger? Come over here, Sonny boy.
Almost there.
Yeah, you are almost here. Come on over here. I was just gonna end.
Nick.
I was gonna end this video. What do we say to end the video?
Papa out.
Papa out. Do you think this is a good sized fish?
Yeah.
You want to eat it?
Yeah.
All right. I'll clean it up and we can eat it. Papa out.
Papa out.